Well, I thought I'd better record my first big find. Doesn't appear to be metals, but it does appear to be a Washington. So that's cool. That's what you call big money. Okay, guys, I got something down here. Okay, when I swing this thing across, fortunately I got it on a lanyard, so it makes it difficult to see. When I swing it across, if I can do this, coming in as an 88, which is one of my classical junk signals. I'm sorry, I got my finger in the way. Classical junk signals, but it looks good from here. I did move the grass a little bit here. It looks like I've got something. Oh crap! I thought this thing might have been a diamond clip or something. That's a heartbreaker. All right, I'll keep looking. Don't know what this is, but at least it's not can slaw. I'll take a look at it when I get home. Who knows, maybe something. Well, I'm out here with the M5 again. Well, first time in this area. But I just found a nickel. In fact, I've found 2 nickels so far in this very wooded area. So what I'm doing is trying to see if the M5 is any different than my other machines. That's the weird thing about detectors is the M5 is not the most expensive detector I got, and probably not the most reactive, but I can bring it into environments and then suddenly I'll begin to hit targets I didn't hit before. And I think it's because, like I said, whenever you get another detector, one you haven't used recently, it basically changes the way you detect. So only thing I got to remember about the M5 is since I've got the attached you know, the inline probe, I have to remember to turn it off probe. And that's and when you're used to using the handheld independent pinpointers, that's an adjustment, because I know I've gone for about 3 or 4 minutes on more than one occasion so far with the probe switch on. Stupid as can be. Anyway, I'm out here. It's a rainy day, and I'm I'm just ahead of a thunderstorm. Now, it's not near, because when a thunderstorm is near, I don't go out, but I don't know, it's about 20-30 miles away, and it's just rainy and wet, so we'll see how it works out from here. Hey everybody, this is Texas Tiger Digs, and I thought I would do my little usually bi-weekly roundup, and I guess it will be maybe not exactly bi-weekly now, but I'm trying to get in 2 a week whenever I can. But it's tough, not because of the weather. The weather's been beautiful in Texas. It was nice today, and I didn't get a chance to get out at all, and it was nice the whole span of this time. But the days are short, and like many of these days, in fact 3 out of 4 of these days involve working days, and you know, and I go out at lunch in order to try to prevent getting show business fat at lunch, so I get a little exercise at lunch and I don't eat at lunch. So that's a double win-win situation there. So you know, despite the fact that people say when you skip meals, it doesn't really do anything for your metabolism. Maybe not, but I always believe if you eat less, you gain less weight, or you lose weight. In any case, this is what I've got, and this was, like I said, most of these, this was a weekend hunt. So it was puny, but it was puny because of bad sights. The other one of these hunts, all of the rest of these hunts were like, at most 45 minutes to an hour hunt. There might be 1 hour, 15 hour and a half hunt here. But let's go run this down. The interesting thing is probably this first one. And this first dig, and its entire collection of coins and the bullet is on a separate video, one of my real-time videos, and I will put a link to it below so you can actually see it, like a 35-minute video if you want to mess with that. If you just want to see the bullet, I think it's the first thing I see, etc. And this is what I got. You know, it actually has It actually has 2 rings in it. Now this is not in any way an old or ancient bullet. In fact, some of you people might be able to describe this bullet much better than I am. Even though I'm from the great state of Texas and our love of guns is legend, I'm not an expert in firearms or ammunition. But these are, this is a 2. There is a, look here, there's 1 and 2. Some pretty clearly defined rings there. So, you know, it's interesting. There's a 2 ring, or it might be modern, but it's got 2 rings. In any case, this is a 357 a shell casing that I found out there. Now this was not part of this hunt, but I'm just going to show you the approximate size of this bullet by putting it with this casing, and you see that it's definitely larger than a 357 Magnum, maybe a 44 Magnum or some other larger caliber. I'm not sure, and I'm gonna quit talking about calibers of things, so the size and of my ignorance is not overwhelming. But I thought if somebody could give me an idea of this, it's almost the exact same circumference as the non-business end of this 357 shell, if that helps anybody. And it also gives anybody who might have an idea of what this bullet is, it also gives it an approximate size by holding it up against the 357 shell casing. So I know that's probably not enough to go on, but somebody might have an idea. In any case, that was cool. And so that wasn't a bad collection, because that was about a 35-minute hunt that day. So this is a pretty good collection of coins for that, a quarter. And for some reason, I'm really hot on dimes. It's usually when I'm in sites that I've hit pretty good that suddenly I begin to pick up the low dime signals. I'm not sure why. I always dig dime signals, but for some reason that always seems to be the case. This was the weekend, and there's a couple of hunts, and there's one park that is just so frustrating for me. It's an old park. It has playing fields. I found very little there, but I did find this dollar. Nothing to do with the detector, but it was a surface find. I had a detector in my hand, so I thought I'd show it to you. At least it's a little good anecdote. So I'll stick that in my pocket, and it'll be a soda pop or something. In any case, this was a heartbreaker, because when I dug this up, I think that might be on the videos I'm putting in front of this. I always record this before I actually stick the videos in front, so I don't, there's a little lag in memory. But all I could see was this when I dug it, so it looks like a little diamond inside a gold frame. I said, oh boy, maybe something can finally pull me out of this slump. But I pulled it up, and I said, dang nabbit, a glass earpiece. I said, well, it was okay. And this is a symbol, and I think it's a symbol for a fragrance of some kind. I've actually seen this on an advertisement somewhere. It's actually larger than this, and I can't recall what the company was, but that is a company symbol for some designer or manufacturer of clothing or accessories or something. I don't know where I found that out, but I think that's what it is. And this, I don't know what this is. It's a little chain. It's got it's 77 EV or 77 VE. I'm not exactly sure. I found this at the base of a tree. It was pretty much on the surface, but I had the detector in my hand, and I heard the sound. I looked down, and there it was right there on top. So I don't know. It looks like a little ID thing of some kind. It's not an animal thing of any kind, because they wouldn't put the old key ring type thing on there. So that would have been a band. And not a horrible collection, like I said. A couple of more dimes. I get real dime heavy when I begin to have issues with the old sites, and when I'm coming from work, I don't have a lot of areas to go to, so I tend to pound some of the sites repeatedly. There's a large park, and I'm beginning to go to other areas, and the wooded area around that park is showing me a few coins. So that's been a great example. By the way, the first one over here, I believe this one was might have been the F-19. I'm not sure, but I'll see it on the video. But there's the F-19, and there was also in here on this end. These 2 days were almost purely with the whites MX5, and the whites MX5 are showing me some great results in areas where You know, it's not the most fast reactive machine. If you look back one of my old videos on reactivity, it's not a barn burner, but I am finding targets that I've missed with even things like the Deus. Maybe it's just a sound. Maybe my mind, maybe my ears key into that sound better with that one, but who knows. But that's why I don't mind using multiple detectors, and I will hit little quarter, a couple of nickels, another dime. So you know, so I that's why I don't mind using multiple detectors, and sometimes what people would think are lower end detectors, because the MX5 is a third or fourth, or a little bit more, 3.5, third or fourth the cost of the Deus. But there are times when I miss stuff with the Deus, I'll see with that, and I always said that the new detector changes your style. And also there are detectors that your ears will suddenly key into because you become acclimated or accustomed, would be the better word, to the other sounds, and sometimes you'll begin to miss things, and a new sound or a new sound break will give you a whole new set of ideas. Man, of course, the eternal key, which always rings up just above or at the zinc level. And then, of course, here's another one of those grommets. Love those things. Love them, love them, love them. They always show great things. And this almost looked like a shell of some kind. And I'm thinking, I don't know what this is, but it looked like a shell almost, but it's just a little bit too small. Maybe just a screw or a capper or something. All right, and then here we go. I already moved the quarter over here, and this bright shiny quarter was a surface find. I walked straight in, run a detector over there, looked down, and there it was, just laying in the grass. There's another nickel, 3 more pennies, and a buttload more dimes. This might be one of my best dime weeks ever. Well, dime 4 or 5 days. Anyway, this was these covered Friday, Saturday. I had a very short hunt on Sunday, so I only got a few things before it began to rain. And then Monday was the hunt for the day. So that was the span of this. Monday was the hunt for yesterday. I'm sorry. This is Tuesday. Didn't get a chance to go out Tuesday. I was waiting for a package, and you'll see that later. It's sort of new old stuff, but you know, it's one of my favorite things and one of my favorite systems. So let's just take a quick look at what we've got here. Okay, I'll just take that dime off the top and make this a buck. Okay, $2, $2.40. Let's make it about $2.55 approximate there. And if I were to include that dollar, I thought it'd be $3.55. But what the heck? I'm gonna say $3.55. You could discount it, and so will I. That'll go in my pocket in a second. And you know, I love these things. These are cleats. I found these out in these little fields. It looks like they're screw-on cleats. Those things make great sounds. In any case, that's all I've got for today. You know, the December 21st, which is a few days away, we're getting real close to Christmas, the shortest day of the year. So the days are going to get longer and longer and longer and longer. Now that's not going to change my hunts too much, because I think it's like a minute a day that the day gets longer. But it does mean that I've reached the point of the deepest, darkest part. So you know, by the time I get home from work and run out, I got about 25 minutes, 30 minutes, if I'm lucky, before it begins dusk or dusk begins to occur. In any case, that's all I've got.